Hey guys, this is Awesome Gamer Name. I am going to show you what to do when you first join Hurtworld. This is a beginner's guide, so basically how not to die when you first start playing the game. So this is essentially what you see when you start on a new server. This is kind of out in the desert or somewhere, and you see right here, this is a log, basically some wood. The first thing you're going to do is you want to put your little mouse pointer over that, push E to pick it up. So E picks things up, and that's what you're mainly going to want to do right now. As soon as you come on the server, you're just going to want to start picking up items, mainly the branches that are on the ground and these rocks right here. So let's run over here. If you hold down shift, the shift key, then you'll actually run. If you let up, then you'll walk slower. Let's pick up a few of these items. And what you first want to do is you're gonna want to craft a hatchet and a pickaxe. So if you push the tab key, come down here to handcraft, you're gonna see the different items you can craft, right? So if you click on tools, you see your tools, weapons, you see your weapons. So let's click on tools. Let's come down here to flint hatchet. So here's your flint hatchet, kind of like Minecraft. It shows you, what pieces you need to make the item. And so right now it's saying we need 5 wood. If you hover over that, it shows wood log, and we need 5 flint. So look down here, 6 wood, 5 flint, so that's great. Craft. So now that we have a hatchet, and we're actually in a sandstorm now, so that's no good. But as you can see, we got a hatchet. And what this hatchet does is it lets us chop up fallen tree logs. So you see right here, you see a little piece of branch wood thing right there. Let's run around and try and find an example to show you what we do with the hatchet. So here's like a fallen tree trunk thing. So we use a hatchet on it. It breaks it up, and you see in the bottom right, wood log 8. So, cutting up the fallen tree stump things gives us a lot more wood than just picking up the little branches on the ground. So what we're going to do next is we're going to need to craft a pickaxe. So let's push tab, go over to handcraft, go down to stone pickaxe. We need some wood. We got wood. We need stone. We don't have enough stone, so we have to keep running around to try and find stone on the ground. So what you see here, this is what you get with your pickaxe, right? So these mounds of rock-looking thing, you can hit those with a pickaxe, kind of like the wood stump. It gives you a lot more stone or iron or whatever you're getting, instead of just picking them up off the ground. So now we have enough stone for a pickaxe. Let's go over here to stone pickaxe, craft, and that will show up. And so now we can run back over here and start breaking this up. And so that gave us 4 coal. So the next thing you want to do, is gather more resources with your pickaxe and your hatchet. And essentially the end goal is to survive the night. What we need to do to survive the night is get food and fire. So we're just going to get a few more resources. Now how you get food is you have to hunt. So how you hunt is you can build a spear, or you can run up to these animal type things right here. If you have a hatchet, they'll come attack you, and you can chop them down. So hover over this, you see so you get an animal tendon, and you hover over this box, you see you get leather. That's not really ideal for now. They'll come into play later in the game, but what we want right now is meat. We want some steak. So as I was saying, we hunt with like a spear. And let's go ahead and see what it takes to craft that. Come over here to weapons. We see basic spear. Over here, 10 flint, 10 wood. Looks like we have enough. So we can handcraft. Yep, craft. Now, with the spear, it has multiple purposes. So you can just click and it'll kind of jab out like that, or you can push the R key and it'll get it kind of into a throwing mode, and you right click and it'll throw the spear. And that's how you hunt. So if you've seen like these little rabbits running around, this is where that comes in handy. But the problem with that, so right there's a rabbit. They always run away. You can't really get close to them. So what you have to do is you have to, when you see one, so right here, you can push the C key and you'll crouch down. So let's push R to get the spear ready to throw. Go up there a little ways. You kind of have to aim above the animal and throw. And I can't believe I got that guy. That's the second rabbit I've killed with a spear. So, okay, here we go. Pick up raw steak. That's perfect. That's what we need. So that's the food. Pick up the spear again using the E key. So yeah, that's one way to hunt. Another way, my favorite way, and the easiest way, is just to find those little deer, goat things, whatever they are. Because you don't have to try and get them with the spear. They'll run up to you because they like to attack you. That's fine because they don't cause that much damage and they're kind of dumb. Let's chop this guy up. Pick up some leather. Pick up some more tendons, which that's not good. Wanted some steak. So if you look in the bottom left right here, you see very hungry. That means I'm hungry. And of course it just went off. But if you saw the other little bar down there, then you would have seen that it was showing that I was very hot. So the elements come into play into this game. So if you're running around out in the sun and the heat, you'll get really hot. There's the sun. If you stay out at night, so this is kind of where the challenge comes in. If you stay out at night and you don't have a fire, then you'll freeze. You know, when you have the fire, if you stand too close to the fire, then you'll get too hot. So the elements do come into play, as we saw earlier. There was a sandstorm that limits visibility. I'm honestly not sure if that like has any physical effect on you, you know, or if it just limits your visibility. But there's also rain, and there might be other weather elements. I'm not sure. So what we're going to do here is just kind of gather more resources. There's still time in the day, so why not, right? Usually starting out, I like to gather resources while trying to hunt, because that'll give us the meat, right? And then at night, we have to have a fire to survive. So once night comes, once we build the fire, then we can cook our steak and then we can eat. So the bar at the bottom left where it says very hungry, that usually, there's quite a bit of time there. There's quite a bit of leeway that we have before we have to eat. And so waiting until night works out just fine. And I can't believe I got that rabbit again. That's crazy. Okay, raw steak. Perfect. Another raw steak. Okay, so as you can see, here's the sun. It's setting. What we need to do is find a place to set up camp. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of resources laying around on the ground. These resources, like the wood and the stone and everything, automatically regenerate, right? So what I like to do, I like to find a more or less kind of flat spot to where we can see some resources, and to where, you know, if any regenerate, we can kind of see where they are. So there's some wood over here and there's some good stuff over here. So what we want to do, let's craft a fire right quick. Let's move some of this stuff up out of here. Handcraft. Let's go back to tools. Campfire. 20 wood. 5 flint. Looks good to me. We got that. Craft. And now we have our campfire. So you select that, and this kind of just shows your heat area. Now that it's selected, you see it turns green. That means you can place it there. Click on it, push E, light. Now, do you see the little effect that was happening around the screen that looked kind of like frost? That meant I was getting really cold. So that's what I said earlier. You know, when the nighttime comes, it's all about survival, right? It's about staying warm and not freezing. So now what we want to do is we want to eat because we're pretty hungry. So here's the fire. You see it says press E to interact. So we press E. Now we have our steak. Here are item slots that you can place to interact with the fire. So if you look over on the steak, if you hover over the steak, you see that top little line. It says cook under medium heat for 20 seconds. So we put that up there, and it's going to cook for 20 seconds. And then it's going to become edible. Now, since there's 2 slots, we can have 2 meats cooking. When we do that, you can see that the fuel is going down a lot faster. So there's only 8 logs, probably not going to last us through the night. So let's come up here, and let's just put some more wood on that fire. Now you can see the steak is done. I just drop it down here on my item bar, and I can select it. Right click, and I eat the steak. And as you can see in the bottom left, the hunger bar came out, or went down a little bit, and the steak is done. So we're going to do the same thing. If you look down again, you can see that it is now raining, and I'm getting wet. I honestly don't know what that means. I don't know if that's bad or good. I would think it's bad. Not sure if it'll put the fire out or anything like that. It's not looking like it. I'm soaked. Okay, that's great. Don't really know what that means. So now that it's nighttime. Nighttime lasts a while, but we've got our fire. There's plenty of wood. It should last a while. So it looks like the fuel is actually going down quite a bit faster now, and that's probably because it's raining. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So if we look around this, we can see different resources, right? So let's just go out and pick up this log. So the problem is when you're away from the fire for too long, you'll start getting really cold and you'll start freezing. We'll see if that happens. Probably won't, since this is a video that I'm recording, so I'm going to look like a moron. Alright, still not. Okay, so anyways, let's gather some resources. Maybe it'll happen here pretty soon. Okay, there it is. So you see the frost around the edges of the screen. That means I'm too far away from the fire and it's really cold out. So let's run back to the fire. And now, no more frost. I'm nice and warm. Let's look around, see if there's any resources. Oh, here is another log. Basically, I just like to gather resources at night because it's boring standing there next to the fire, not doing anything at the start of the game. Let's run over here, pick up some of this, pick up some of this, and let's run back so we don't get too cold. Let's run over here and get this log. Okay, so what we have now, let's look at what we've done. We have gone over crafting. We made some tools, right? We made the pickaxe. We made the hatchet. We made a weapon. we made the spear. So we went over how to gather resources, how to hunt, what to hunt, how to build a fire, how to cook your steaks, and how to survive your first day and first night in Hurtworld. Looks like it stopped raining, so that's nice. There's the moon. As you can see, it's slowly going down. I'm not sure exactly how long the night lasts in terms of minutes in the real world. But, you know, after a few minutes, the moon will go down, the sun will come up. You can put your fire out by removing the logs. And once the fuel burn gets all the way down, then the fire will go out and you have survived your first night. So that is essentially how to begin Hurtworld. There's a lot more. It's a pretty in-depth game. And I only say that because I haven't played it too long. So I haven't gone into any of the in-depth details. I haven't gone into any of the in-depth crafting, resource gathering, anything like that. Haven't done any weapon buildings or anything like that. This movie or video or whatever you want to call it is just how to get started, how to begin. The main thing to remember, don't just kind of walk around at first, right? Start off gathering resources ASAP. As soon as the world loads and you're ready to go, start gathering resources. Build your hatchet, build your pickaxe, gather more resources, build a spear, hunt, get steak. Once the night comes, build a fire, cook the steak, eat, hang out by the fire until the morning so you don't freeze to death. That's how you begin Hurtworld. So thanks a lot, guys. Once again, this is Awesome Gamer Name. If you want to jump on a relatively calm server where not many people are, search for, in the community server list, search for Hurtworld, Texas. That's a server I spun up to do these little tutorial videos, and it's not really populated right now, so you should be okay, and you shouldn't have any trouble with people coming up and killing you. So thanks a lot, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a comment or anything like that. Thanks a lot.